Welcome, welcome, welcome to Zestful Living with Sweet Tea. I am your host, Latanja Millhouse, as it is, aka Sweet Tea, your number one hype woman. Give me one moment as I get the rest of everyone else on board. So, Grand Rising, rise and shine. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Zestful Living with Sweet Tea. I am your host, Latanja Millhouse, aka Sweet Tea, your number one hype woman, and the biggest reminder that today you get another opportunity to live boldly, zestfully, and unapologetically you. I am also a certified life coach and a health coach. And so, this is what we do in this space. We're living with the intentional living, that way will be in our control to have the day that we want, to live a day on purpose, with purpose, for the purpose of having a good day. And so that's what we do. Welcome each and every one of you. I see you, Dad. You join in all the way from Cali to where it's 5 a.m. And so we certainly do appreciate your attendance here, as many people are saying that this particular hour of the day is too early. And so I always mention that Dad is tuning in and calling in from Cali to where now it is 5 a.m. So if he can do it, you can do it as well. And so I appreciate anyone that takes the time to come here in this space to support me on this journey that I am on with zestful living, because truly it is a journey and truly it is something that I am totally grateful for. As we begin to prepare for our gratitude journals, let's go ahead and get prepared for that so that you can have something to write in your journal for today. And the reason we do this, of course, is to pour back into ourselves. So too often that those that are constantly pouring into other people and neglecting to pour into themselves, this is just a few moments to be able to look at some things that we can talk about if you like to share what you write in your journal prompt. So for today's journal prompt, as before we even get to that, as I say, it's a brand new day. Can you feel it? Do you see it? Can you hear it? And do you know it? Because it's a brand new day. Can you feel a brand new day? Can you feel a brand new day? It's a brand new day. And doesn't that song get you in the mood to have a good day? And so that's what we do. And that's why we do it. And so, yes, today's journal prompt. What does it feel like when what does it feel like when you're loved the right way? And are you settling for less than that? So, what does it feel like when you are loved the right way? And are you settling for less than that? So, let's take a few seconds here to write about it. All right. So, if anyone would like to share what they have written in their journal prompt, feel free to do so. And as everyone knows, sweet tea don't get personal. But since I am in a sharing mood, I will go ahead and share with you all what I have written for my journal prompt today. What does it feel like when you are loved the right way? And are you settling for less than that? And I says that it feels like I am cherished, cared for, and catered to when I am loved the right way. And at this point in time in my life, I will not settle for less than that. And so, as we all come to grips with where we are in our life, depending on the stages, depending on the experience, depending on how you feel about yourself, we learn what is more important to us. And so that's what I have to say, and that's where I'm at in this particular space when it comes to loving on me and pouring into me. And so when you do that, as we learn to pour into ourselves and put ourselves first as number one priority, of course, after the source in your life, the Almighty, Buddha, Allah, Jesus Christ, whatever you're calling that source in your life. And so we know that we give our allegiance to that source first. And so as I'm learning to pour back into myself, I can feel better about me. And so let's go ahead as we get prepared for the day. You know, we always have our co-host on our Mondays. So Asha Cerise, are you ready to join us?
Yeah.
All right. Good to see you there.
Grand Rising. Happy
So,
Monday.
Let's see if you can scoot you.
Oh, Lord.
That
Don't
sound
start.
Like, that sound like that little guy that did that video with his mom. And so, yes, it's our Monday. Right.
Oh, girl, I forgot. Look, I'm half asleep, y'all.
Trying to see what I'm getting ready to say. Rising. Right.
You were too slow. See, we're still getting used to
Okay.
our theme song.
Here,
It's
is this-
rising. That's just a little message.
Rise and shine.
Hold on, you gotta catch the beat.
Rise and shine. It's still not there.
Let me catch your beat then.
Rise and shine.
It's Mama and me
On zestful living with sweet tea.
Run it back.
Rise and shine.
It's Mama and me
On zestful living with sweet tea. All right. We did it. Welcome to each and every one of you. Asha, I see we are here on the YouTube. You have your TikTok family there. All of the TikTok family that I have. And Dad, of course, is joining us. And if you do have the opportunity to listen back to the replay there on Facebook, be sure that you answer. You can cut over a little bit, Facebook. Well, maybe I can just do this. Maybe you'll be able to answer that journal prompt for today. What does it feel like when you are loved the right way? And are you settling for less than that? Is that something you would like to answer, Asha?
How do I feel? Say it again.
What does it feel like when you are loved the right way? And are you settling for less than that?
What does it feel like when I'm loved the right way? I always say, to me, love is acceptance. But I'm not sure if you're familiar with Duran Bernard,
No.
the singer. I think you would know him when you see him. He's kind of flamboyant. He sings background for Erykah Badu, but he also is his own artist, light skinned, very eclectic.
Flamboyant.
Yeah,
I believe
but
I may have seen him.
he talks about instead of stating to be accepted,
Mhm.
is more so to be embraced. Because I think he says something. I don't want to misquote him, but I kind of like that concept of not looking for acceptance, but more so to be embraced.
See that?
But just someone who allows me, or not even allows, but just appreciates who I am
Mm-hmm.
fully, without judgment, without making me feel uncomfortable, without trying to change me,
Mm-hmm.
and someone I could just be my complete full self with, and yeah, someone who makes me feel seen, heard, understood, and supported.
Awesome.
And will I settle for less? Absolutely not.
That's right. And there you have it. And so it is important for us to know what it is that we want, what it is that we will not tolerate, because in many cases, I'm not sure the artist that says that I'd rather deal with you and all your BS. Because who? Jacquees. He says that I'd rather deal with you and all of your bullshit. And so some of the things that happens in that statement is, of course, it's coming. The BS is coming. And so if you are wanting to be in a relationship Don't be alarmed. Of course, all of the annoyances comes about when you understand who a person is, and that means that we're not going to always be likes and loves and hugs and cuddles. There's times when you want your own space, and there's nothing wrong with that. Do you agree with that, Asha? Is it all likes and loves and
No, because I'm
cuddles and
annoyed
kisses?
right now, and
Well,
I
of
love
course.
you.
Well, exactly. That was one of the things that were on my mind as well. The annoyances are there.
I'm just playing, but when you get the shuffling and stuff, 'cause
Okay.
to the audience, y'all hear all this paper shuffling because she
Okay.
said she looked back on her show
Mm-hmm.
and she heard all the
Oh,
moving and
I heard
rustling
all
that
of
she
that.
does that she
Mhm.
don't think I should be saying nothing about.
Okay.
Y'all hear it, right?
Okay, I'll close this up. So I won't use it right now.
But yes, no, it's love, whoever you're with, it's not going to be always, fun and sunshine and rainbows. You're going to have moments where you don't like the person that you love. And and that's the thing. We were talking about Married at First Sight last week, and there's the guy, Felipe, that wants all this damn passion. He's chasing passion and excitement with his partner.
Right.
But what happens when that fizzles out?
Yeah, he's not necessarily all there as he has revealed that he's used to multiple women.
But before we get into that,
Yes.
I wanted to, let our audience know who may not know about how you were honored this weekend and you received an award, right?
I did, and as I have it right here, because I'm still excited about it, this is the Blazing Eagle of Excellence Award that I was honored with on August 8th.
So, Blazing Eagle of Excellence Award, this prestigious award is proudly presented to Latanja Millhouse, presented in recognition of exceptional leadership, unwavering dedication, distinguished service, and an enduring commitment to uplifting communities through excellence, integrity, and purpose. This honor celebrates those This honor celebrates those whose influence inspires others to rise higher, lead boldly, and leave a lasting legacy. Presented this 8th day of August 2026, SOGC Atlanta, honoris causa commencement. And it's signed by the Chancellor, Winford Thomas, and the Chaplain, Dr. Cindy Smith. Beautiful.
So what an honor it was to be able to receive that award. And as I shared with those that are perhaps, says leadership on what I was honored with also. It means a great deal to me because again, I show up here on the social media. I'm showing up for myself. I'm showing up for my family, and I'm showing up because this is what has been given to me as it is a legacy. As I honored my dear beloved grandmother, missionary Mamie Ruth Murray Gordon, who has on her resting place, the eagle is soaring. And so I took that because she's always given me that message that the eagle bird is the only bird that can fly and see straight through the sun, and it doesn't stop until its mission is done. And so I don't do all of this just for myself, and I take it very seriously, those that have come before me, that I give them the honor as it is. They have showed me the way, and I am appreciative for them. I am honored, and it's just an amazing feeling to be honored and to be recognized as part of what the idea of the award says, is that you have not gone unnoticed. And that meant a lot to me, as it says your service, perseverance, and contributions have not gone unnoticed, and we are proud to recognize your outstanding achievements. Because as many people have said, as many of us want to be seen and heard, and how wonderful it is to be seen and recognized for some of the things that you do, and you just don't ever know who's watching. And of course, all of the encouragement that Dad gives me on a day-to-day basis. He helped me along the way with my 8-piece collection, as my dear daughter Asha Cerise did, and those that are in my life to support me means a great deal. And so I don't take that for granted either. And as I was beginning to sing Wind Beneath My Wings, we won't do it now, too much pressure. But it's just the idea of those that paved the way for me in terms of them going unnoticed for me to shine. I was the one with all the glory. And so it means a great deal for me as I have also given them the recognition as to who they are that provided me with those extra wings for me to fly. It means a great deal, Asha, and I'm still on a natural high
You've been
from it
high
all.
all month, from your birthday party to your recognition.
Ooh, I am on a natural high, baby. You all better watch it. Now, I won't get the big head. I won't get a bad ego, as it says. Some people get puffed up. And so I won't do that in terms of having the idea that I'm better than anyone else or that I don't know where I come from. No, I will continue to be my kind, gentle, loving self.
Wonderful. Well, congratulations. I'm
Thank
glad that they
you.
recognize you because you are showing up every day. You've been showing up every day for years, sharing your gifts and sharing your motivation and your inspiration, and
Oh, my
not even
goodness.
just on social media, in real life with real
Oh,
people. People are impacted by you in a positive way, with just being in your presence, with just being able to be a recipient of your love and your energy and your words. Like, there's when do you ever meet someone in person, not meet them for the first time, but just you're in person with someone and you're not pouring into them or giving them a word or uplifting them. So yes, you should be recognized and awarded, and that's just one of many. So congratulations.
Yay, Hercules, Hercules, Hercules. Yes, it's just really an honor, Asha.
And that was from the School of the Great Commission Professional Training Institute. So
Absolutely. And so, yes, a natural high. And so, what is going on, Asha? How's everything going? Anything new that we want to talk about? Or are we going to go into our recap moments?
is there anything new? Well, I will say this. I went I think there's a lot of people that's going through what I've been going through lately at the same time because I've been talking to people in my circle. So it's not just unique to me, but last week I had quite a rough week when it comes to just my mood and emotions and feelings and thoughts. And I had a moment of wanting to not necessarily give up, but walk away from some things that, I know that I don't necessarily want to give up, but I was feeling a little discouraged last week. So, hold on, let me report this person. Okay. So, if, as everybody knows that I've shared on the show, or people that might be new viewers, I am a certified life coach, a strategist, and an event curator. And I coined the term dream doula because I support people with birthing their life, love, and business of their desire. And, a doula is there for someone during their transformational moments, usually considered birth doulas, labor doulas, even labor doulas, postpartum doulas, and there's even death doulas that are supporting people in transitions from life to death, from birthing, or from, coming home from the hospital with a baby. That's what people normally associate a doula with.
Right.
But the type of doula I am is helping people to birth those ideas or those visions that they have that they're kind of stuck on, that they want to envision and see it, see it into fruition, and they need some support getting there.
Mm-hmm.
And I really love what I do. I'm really great at what I do.
Yes, you are.
But I feel like lately the theme that I have been struggling with is that feeling seen and heard and understood and supported. It came up for me when I was on my 30 days of long form content on YouTube, and it kind of came up last week. So I was just in a mood, as women we go through our different cycles of the month, and the part of my cycle that I was in was the part that, I'm very emotional and in tune with my emotions, and deeply impacted by different things. So I was getting ready to record my Wednesday journaling prompt of the week. And, normally I, when I first started this a couple of months back during my 30 days of long form content on YouTube, I would kind of pre-record it and have it already edited, recorded, edited, and scheduled to post on Wednesday. So
Right.
it would be like, you know, not really that stressful once Wednesday come around that it's already scheduled to come out.
Mm-hmm.
But I've kind of gotten behind because I've taken on some new projects and different things. So lately I've been recording it the day of. Last Wednesday I wasn't feeling my best emotionally. My mood was kind of not where it needed to be, and I was like, I need to get out this bed because I was in bed. I was like, I need to get up out of this bed and record this journal prompt and edit it and post it because that's what I do on Wednesdays. I just sat there in that bed and I was like, I don't have the energy, and normally I would pull myself out because I do what I say I'm going to do.
Right.
But in my mind that day, I was just like, why am I doing all this? And I don't even feel like nobody cares. Like at this point, is anybody watching? Is anybody, because in the ways that I'm doing my work, a lot of it is on social media. So the way that you receive your feedback is through views, likes, comments, shares, people letting you know that it's actually working for them. That's the only way you would know if people are seeing it, because you are online with it or them booking a service.
Right.
So I was just feeling like, why am I stressing myself out to pull myself out of this energy I'm in, to record this, to share, to try to support other people on their journey when they don't even, in my mind, they don't even give a damn.
Mm-hmm.
So I just didn't get up, and I was like, you know what? I'm not offering it no more. I'm not doing journal prompts of the week. And matter of fact, I might not even want to coach no more.
Wow.
So I'm very transparent when I'm feeling certain things. I might process, of course I have a therapist. I have you that I could talk to. I have other people that can hold space for me. But sometimes I like to outwardly process externally. And I processed and how I was feeling, but then I also shared it on my threads because I do like threads. I like the community over there where you can, share your thoughts and feelings and have dialogue about it.
Right.
So I kind of posted, and I was like, not kind of posted, I did post, and I said, I've come to the realization. I said, this is not a pity post or pessimism, because it wasn't. It was just, I've come to the realization that what I'm offering, people might not possibly want, or they don't want to pay for.
Mm-hmm.
And I really need to sit with that and figure out if this is what I really want to do. And it might be time for me to just let it go, grieve about it, and move on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I was feeling. And people had different comments.
Mm-hmm.
A few of them were encouraging me not to let go of what I'm doing and to continue to share my gifts or whatever. My gifts. And a lot of people were saying like, oh, well, I just feel like you don't have a clear offer, a target audience. We don't understand who you serve. You're doing a lot of things we don't know, which has come up before. And as I've stated before, I am a multifaceted, multi-passionate, multi-hyphenate type of woman.
Multi-dimensional.
Yeah. And I express myself in multiple different ways. And it feels uncomfortable to try to box myself in, even though I understand how social media works. I support other people with their social media content. I understand that having a niche and talking about one thing and marketing yourself and sales and all of that and how that works on social media. But unfortunately, that's just not how I'm personally wired to feel comfortable just being like, I'm only talking about this one subject. This is the only thing that I do, and this is all that I offer. So I really struggled with that. I sat with myself and I talked to a couple people that know me and, kind of processed everything. And I come to the conclusion that it's not that I don't want to share my gifts. It's not that I want to walk away from coaching or from supporting people. It's just I need a pivot. And part of that pivot is not being always in the rat race of social media, of having a hook and trying to get people's attention and sharing all these things and call to action and a funnel and all these things that are required to be successful on social media. I miss being in front of people and being allowing people to be in my energy and being in their energy, that's where I thrive the most, being
Right.
in front of people and being in real life.
Mm-hmm.
So I realized I need to do some more in person offers, like workshops and things like that. And I really think that that is what's missing and what I need to kind of regain my spark of what I do.
Exactly.
The other thing that I realize is that I do need to separate the two pages. I need to create a business page. Like, I've always had business pages with other endeavors that I've had, and I have my personal page and other things. But then we got into a space where you can build a personal brand and also have that be your business as well. And so I kind of started doing that because I didn't want to manage multiple pages. But now I'm realizing it gets too blurred because I do enjoy sharing my lifestyle and vlogging and other things that go on my personal page. But if someone is coming to my page for my service and they have to swipe through the other things that I might be sharing about my personal life, it could be discouraging or confusing for the person that I'm trying to serve. So I also realized I need to separate that and allow myself the freedom of expression on my personal page, and then dedicate the business page to who I serve and what I do. And that would be helpful for me as well, to take that pressure off of me to always have to sell and not be able to express myself in the way that I want to. So that was a whole realization and process. And when I talk to people around me, everybody is kind of going through those feelings of needing to pivot or, wanting to gain clarity into their purpose or whatever it is that they need to do to shift what path they're going on right now. Or they might be on the right path but just need to find another method. And that's why I shared it publicly, because I want people to see my transparency and feel comfortable, sharing theirs, or also knowing that it's normal to go through these things, that they're not alone. Because entrepreneurship and being self-employed and being an alchemist, creating something out of nothing, it can be very stressful, and it can be emotional, and it's also self-discovery, because you're learning about yourself and how you show up and how you handle the ups and downs and the highs and lows of entrepreneurship. It's not easy. It's not, you don't have anywhere to just clock in and if you work this amount of hours, you're going to get paid this amount of money. You could be working hours on hours on hours and not get a dime. And then one week you're getting, everything that you need. So it's highs and lows, and it's very it's a wild ride that you have to be prepared for. So
It's a wild ride, and just like we talked about in the relationship aspect, there's going to be times to where you're not going to always be in the likes and loves, and there are some times where things aren't going all of your way in a relationship as you compromise, as you find that right fit in your life, and as you're doing as a content creator and a dream doula, that you're finding your own way and what works best for you. As they say, give the people what they want, as you're receiving the feedback, as I don't receive much at all for the fact of what I do and how it's being received. And given that the fact that I have been awarded this honor here as of the 8th, and so truly you have gotten all of that feedback from your friends as the universe is yielding to you, because Dad would say it's easy to give up, and that's not who you are.
no,
It's just a matter of being able to find what is best fit for you. And as all of the feedback came in from the clarity of those that truly know you, as you were finding these particular phone calls to resonate, to say, I want to see more of you online. One of your dear friends called and reminded you that it's okay in terms of what you're going through, because it's a universal thing, as everyone are finding what their niche is and how to pivot, as you pointed out, what's going to make more sense for you. Because at no point in time, what you're not going to do is take me off of my platform. What you're not going to do is turn me into something that I don't feel comfortable with being. I can respect your transparency as you're showing that in real time, people go through things in real time. If you are seeing that you need a break for a while before you have an actual breakdown, you don't want to do it. I've been there. I know what it feels like. and what it is because you overwhelm yourself. For me, I had so much things on my plate as it was a very young girl. And so some of the things that can happen is you recognize who you are and in terms of your mental and emotional well-being, because too often when you're here on social media and you're receiving all of this negative feedback and all of the people that wants to know, well, what is it that you got going on? And you know who you are, you know what you stand for, you know what it's about. So that pivot, a quick shift, is going to help you get back on track because you're already there.
Thank you.
And I respect you in a great deal of ways on how you show up and how you show up for me in my life and the things that you do to sort things out. And so there's nothing like clarity. There's nothing like someone clearing the path for you when it comes to what you should be doing next.
Yeah, yeah. And it's easy, like were just saying, it's like second nature for me to support other people with gaining clarity for themselves. And, you know, that's like as easy for me as it is to speak English.
Right.
That's one of my gifts, to be able to support people with clarity and figuring out what they should do and how they should show up. But it's when it comes to myself, it could be a little bit challenging because there's so many things that I want to share. But there's this thing called human design. It's similar to learning about your birth chart or numerology or other things about yourself, that it's a system that someone figured out. You know, you may or may not believe it. I do, because it resonates so deeply. But in my human design archetype is a projector. And that goes hand in hand with how a projector works. A projector is here to guide others. And sometimes it's a little bit challenging when it's time to do that for ourselves.
Well, I'm so happy to see that you found that happy medium in terms of what you want to do next, because once Asha sets her sights on something, she does a very good job. She's very professional, very proficient, very polite, and she perseveres through any adversity. And so you want Asha on your team because you won't be led wrong. All right.
Okay.
And so that's what you want. And so welcome my dear cousin Sylvia Lewis. As it is, I was reminding my Uncle Charles there that when we visited my father there, that Asha reminds me of you a little bit when you were growing up, as we were very close in our middle school that we had class together. And so welcome my dear cousin Sylvia Lewis for joining here. And so Asha, go ahead.
No, I was going to say something funny, or it was kind of not really funny, but to me it is. It's a question. It's something that I noticed that Gen X and back, so it's Gen X, baby boomers, whoever, when y'all are talking about social media, why do y'all add the?
What is it, the social media?
I've heard you say the social media, the YouTube, the TikTok, the Instagram. What is that all about?
Hey, it is what it is, sweetie. And so I say social media, TV. It's not in it.
It's not necessary. You could just say on social media, on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, not on the TikTok.
On the TikTok. I believe that because of who you are, and you always have been this way from a little bitty baby girl, that she has always have corrected people.
I would just ask the question. I said, what was it about?
In some cases, that's a good thing, because someone could be saying something totally wrong, as she has pointed out to me. As it is one one of my phrases that she wants to know.
As it is, and a great deal. Those are the two favorite phrases that you do now.
Okay, and so those are some of the things that we talk about, those annoyances, and so they will show up for you. But I appreciate that, Asha. Give me all of what is happening, because when social media first happened, many of us didn't know, as they pointed out, TikTok was for the little children. Now, honey, some of these older people have gotten on here.
They're doing this.
And what's that T.I. song? Quiet on the Creek.
That ain't T.I. The new T.I.
Yeah,
the song. They say all the old heads.
Yeah, all the old heads is in there. So we have, right. Yeah. So everybody takes over when it comes to certain things, and this is a way to be seen, heard, known, and appreciated in many cases, as you continue to show up each and every day that you rise and shine.
And yes, because the first social media site that I would say I got into, because there were other sites like Bebo and other things, Black Planet,
Mhm.
AOL, was MySpace for me.
Oh,
And
okay.
I remember, MySpace was really for the
Mm-hmm.
kids at first, and
Mm.
then people started coming over. And then when Facebook started, Facebook was started for, I think, a college.
Right.
Then it kind of spread to different colleges, and then it was for every college. You had to have an .edu
Mm-hmm.
email address.
Mm-hmm.
Then they went to the high schools, and I remember when I first went to when I first found out about Facebook, the high schools were limited. So the high school I went to in the ninth grade was available to sign up for us to sign up with, but not the current high school I was going to. So I put in that I still went to the other high school,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just young folks at first. Now when you go to Facebook, you okay?
Yeah.
Oh, now when we go to Facebook, the majority of the people are older.
Yeah.
Not young
Mm-hmm.
people still have Facebook as well, but it has shifted that now, like the younger kids now, they like Facebook. It's still on Facebook. That's like old head. So
Right.
it evolves, and then
It
it's
does.
Instagram. Instagram is it's everybody now, but it kind of started out more young, and
Mm-hmm.
TikTok same thing. So at this point, because we're all in the age of technology and the age of information,
Right.
there is no this is for kids only, this is
That's
for young
right.
folks only. Like, we're all in the same generation at this point. Not technically the same. We're not from the same generation, but we're coming up in the same era of technology and communicating online.
And that's what it is. And so we are evolving in the evolution of it all. And so for many of the young children, as they are saying, that there aren't any babies. I don't believe you all have seen a baby since the 1970s, because who's coming out now? We got professional line dancers. This young girl could pick up a dance in the drop of a hat. You got mathematicians. Now they're still in their pull ups
Mm-hmm.
doing all of this intricate math. And you have scientists, and so the children nowadays are way, way more advanced. And so you may need to keep up with what's happening. And so, as I pointed out to Dad is doing an awesome job as he shows up here on social media. And so, all of the ways in which I'm learning, there's still so much to
But you
learn
do
about.
good. You know how to edit now.
You taught me about my editing, because I
Mm-hmm.
would wait and wait and wait and wait for you
You
to
wouldn't
help me.
wait that long. I wouldn't keep you waiting that long.
For you to help me. And so it feels good. It feels good. I knew that it would
I
not.
thought you was gonna sing "It Feels Good."
Okay, let's see. I'm old school.
Yeah.
It
I mean,
feels
that's old school
good.
too.
Yeah, so it's one of those things. And what happens is you have to be open to learning, that you know that you have some of these old heads. As it says, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, right? You have to be open to learn.
Oh Lord, here come the dramatics.
Okay, you don't know
Cue it.
everything,
Cue
sweetie.
action.
So shut up, girl. You have to be open to learn, because we don't know everything. Have you ever met someone that you can't teach them nothing?
Absolutely, you can't teach them nothing. You can't tell them nothing.
They know it all, baby. They know it all.
Oh Lord, ugh. I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, very annoying. And so one of the things, Asha, as I wanted to bring up before we go into the recap,
Mm-hmm.
that the interview that Baby is Keke Palmer did with Whoopi Goldberg, and some of the things that stuck out for me, I watched the entire video, but as you pointed out, what did I remember? What did I
Did
hear?
you watch it, or did it watch you?
Okay, it was on.
Yeah.
Okay, and so one of the things that Whoopi said when she says that she doesn't want anyone in her home with her, and she says that she's interested in a hit and run, because again, she's tried the marriage thing several times, and for her at this point in her life, it just doesn't fit for her, because she wants her space. And for many women nowadays, they are choosing and electing to be by themselves and their space. It doesn't mean that they are turned off by a man or not attracted to a man and not wanting a man. They just want their own space. And so for her to hit and run, you can come by perhaps a one night stand or whatever the case, and she still wants the pleasure of a man, but she loves her space. As she says that her family is someone that is already living in her home with her, and to be able to have just enough space to share that with the opposite sex for her is just a little bit of a no right now for her.
Yeah, and I've talked with older women who are married currently who say if anything happens to their husbands, they're not ever living with another man.
No.
They didn't say that they wouldn't. I don't even think that they say that they will remarry. They don't say that they will cut men off or be done with men, but they're like, I don't want to live with a man ever again.
Wow.
So, I mean, I've only done it once. And I mean, yes, it can be a lot. It's different when you live with someone, but I haven't got to that stage yet where I don't want to cohabitate with a man, but I understand when women say that. And I do think that we've talked about it before as far as like Cheryl D. Ralph and
Right.
different dynamics. I do feel like people need to get back into having their own space. Like, you don't have to be up under somebody at all times. It's nice to cuddle. It's nice to sleep together. It's nice to have intimacy and love and all that, cuddles and watching TV together and eating together and all that. But damn,
I was
give
thinking
me
what my
some
mom
space
says,
sometimes.
you're not conjoined
right now-
twins. You're not conjoined
Mama.
twins. Could you shut up? Now, could you imagine
No,
being joined?
no.
Wherever you go, they go. And so that's
Mm-mm.
what some women do in these relationships. He comes home from work. He's had a hard day of work, and there you go. And I can't recall. This may be a true story. It might be. And so you want to go up under them. How was your day? What happened? They go down in the garage. You follow them there. They go into their man cave. You follow them
Absolutely
there. Leave
not.
these people alone.
You have
I
to
saw,
allow
excuse
somebody
me,
to
I saw,
decompress.
that's right. That's what I was going to point out. I saw this woman on social media where she wanted to go where her husband was. He was in the car for a long period of time. And she was wondering, when are you going to come out of the car? And he says, well, I need some time, as you say, to decompress. The minute that I come in the house, you bombard me with everything that has been going on in your day, with the children, with your job, with your woes and ohs. People are needing time to unwind.
Can you remember the time when
I
someone
absolutely
you
do.
were with,
I absolutely do.
your ass was on his ass?
Like
when,
white
when
on
he
rice.
moved, you moved.
Right, just like that. And so it's just one of those things. Give people a break. All right. And so some people lose themselves in their roles, Asha.
Well, they need to find themselves and get themselves some business and get yourself something to do
Right.
outside of being in somebody's face. Because I too, I love closeness and affection.
Right.
And literally I say, I want to be in your skin almost, because I just want to hug and cuddle and love.
Yeah.
But I also need my space to decompress, and I want to give someone theirs. And it gets to a point where it starts becoming obsessive.
It does.
What else you got going on besides this person? Because there's a certain level of attachment that gets unhealthy.
It does. And clingy.
Mhm. So we talk, run that back to Married at First Sight with Devin and Caitlin. He wants the physical touch and the quality time and the closeness and the affection and the intimacy, and she's a loner. She likes to do things by herself. She likes to be in her own energy, and she's not really that lovey-dovey like that. So do you think that's gonna work? Do you think they can grow to meet each other in the middle? Or because the coaches are recognizing and everybody else is recognizing that he has dimmed his light. He's compromising so much to make it work that basically he's, a shell of himself trying to maintain her boundaries.
Right. And it's something for her that comes across to not categorize her in the right way. He's making it seem as if that she's not trying, for someone that has been on their own for so long and independent. And so the experiment is all about, can you work together based upon each other's love languages? And so, yes, he's touchy-feely to where she needs her space. And that's something that they're going to have to really work hard for if they want to be together. And it seems like they really care about one another. But she needs to get in there and not continue to be a mean girl, because this is something that she's not accustomed to or used to. For a great deal of women, they're not used to kindness from a man. They run away from it more so than running to it. And they're not in a space to where they will receive, as I am in my receiving season. Okay? And so I will allow myself to receive the love and the blessings and the joy that is coming my way, as she would need to give herself permission to be in that space, because you can see how hurt she is, because she loves them and they
You
love one
think
another.
so?
I believe in all of her hearts that she really does. She just doesn't know how
Mm.
to let go of herself when it comes to being vulnerable, because again,
Mm.
she's in charge with this exercise thing that she does.
Mm.
And so for some of her friends, they're pretty aggressive and assertive, and they're noticing the fact that they like the young man that she's with. But at some point in time, as Tabitha Brown has alluded to, the kind people have had enough. And
Mm.
now you're not going to be able to continue to run over us. So if you don't get it, if you don't know how, and you don't want to do anything to attempt to do something about it, then sweetie, there's the door, or better yet, he's going to pack his things and leave.
Mm.
There's just only so much you can continue to push a person. If you're not ready to receive the love, then you find you something else to do. And it would be a crying shame for her to go back to that where she's comfortable with being rejected or unloved. And so
Mm.
that's where many people are. They just don't know how to be loved.
Yeah.
They don't know how to receive it.
Yeah. And I often wonder, I mean, people apply for love reality shows for a multitude of reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Some people really do just want to try something different because everything else hasn't been working, or they just find it fascinating to go through the process of finding love in untraditional ways, non-traditional ways. When I think about Married at First Sight and Love is Blind, um, I notice, and this is a part of the casting directors and producers and everything that goes along with reality TV. Their intentions are not just, we really want to find love for someone and we want to bring people together and show people this process unfolding. Their number one goal is entertainment. So
Mm-hmm.
I often see people that are joining these shows, it seems as if they have skipped self discovery,
Mm-hmm.
they've skipped therapy,
Mm-hmm.
they've skipped even having, like, some of them have never even had long term relationships. So it
Right.
makes me wonder, why is it that you're coming on a platform to find love, and you have all this baggage that you haven't even began to work on? So we're seeing them unravel and unpack all of these things in real
In
time
real
for
time.
the first time
Right.
on national television, trying to have a marriage. Love is Blind, the concept is getting to know someone in pods where you're not seeing each other,
Right.
but you're talking and you're getting to know each other and you're asking the questions and you're taking notes and you're trying to feel this emotional connection with someone you've never seen.
Right.
But these people be up in there like they're having therapy sessions, because it seems like they've never had someone to hold space for them in that way.
Mm-hmm.
So they're unpacking things, they're crying, they're unraveling, and all these things. And then when they get together, they have to find out whether or not their physical attraction is
Mm-hmm.
there,
Mm-hmm.
and if that emotional connection that they've developed in the pods can continue through when they're actually together, beyond the physical attraction, actually cohabitating and trying to build a foundation to a long lasting relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Married at First Sight, they don't see each other, and they see each other for the first time at the aisle while getting married.
Correct.
So in that moment, you can see if the physical attraction is there or not, and if it's not, most of them are still going through the process.
Mm-hmm.
As we've seen with Nikki and Sean, he's attracted to her, she's not attracted to him. And then they have to figure out if they can, go from there, building this foundation from already starting out married. Love is Blind, the person proposes and they get engaged before they can actually see each other. So they start off engaged, go through the process of living together and all that, and decide if they want to, I don't think do they get married on Love is Blind? Yeah, decide if they want to get married.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's just interesting to see how people get on there, and it's like,
do you know what you signed up for?
Yeah,
right.
you have some really deep issues, and not saying that everybody does. And some people may have done the work, and then the stuff just resurfaces when they're going through this process. But it just seems like a lot of them are coming with deep-seated wounds, childhood wounds, father wounds,
right.
mother wounds, toxic relationships that they haven't healed from,
right.
terrible experiences that, you know, they're triggered
Mm-hmm.
in the moments of getting to know these people. And it's like, why is it that you decided to come on this platform and you ain't never had a relationship before? So
Mm-hmm.
now you trying to figure out if you can, you know, be married. It's like, it's almost like playing in people's faces. But
All
because
of
some people have ulterior motives to kind of just build their platform.
That's true, and you could see that if that is the case. And I know with the Love is Blind, there was one particular person that could not hold back their tears of disgust that they thought that they could love someone without seeing them, but that physical attraction turned them off, and she left the actual program because, again, it was not someone that she could love that she was not physically attracted to. He had all of the other attributes as he was concerned about her not liking him because he was an Asian and she was a Caucasian woman. And so all of his insecurities came running back in terms of knowing for perhaps that some women may not find him attractive. And so what can a man do or anyone do in terms of who they are if they're not necessarily attractive to many? And so the beauty is in the eye of the beholder, as on the Married at First Sight. You say Nikki and Sean,
And I just found out something about them too.
that the fact that she is not physically attracted to him and he is still in the running, as she is saying that they are learning one another and she will grow to love him. But again, how much do you turn away from the things that you know that you want? As I would say, I have to have some eye candy. Okay, you're gonna have to have something about you because that is very important. People are wanting to play things down as if it doesn't matter. All right. And so if you know that that is important to you, why take someone through that? As she was at the area,
Altar.
that the altar, looking to see, well, where's the husband of me? And the man was standing right there in front of
Am
her.
I supposed to wait here
Yeah,
for
and,
my groom?
so it's almost like, how much does she want him to bear? And in many cases, he's looking for a time for a conquest, that I'm going to continue on this journey until I get her where I want her. And then when he does, all right, then he's going to feel satisfied that he broke her down to a certain level. But all of these experiments are testing how much patience that you have to find the love of your life, as they do with Tommy and Ready to Love. All of these types of dating shows, of course, will show you in the long run what it is that you like and don't like. You have to be honest with yourself.
Now that's the one show I would go on. I would not do Love is Blind or Married at First Sight, but I
Mm-hmm.
would do Ready to Love, because Ready to Love allows you to see who you dealing with and get
Mm-hmm.
to know people in real time. But
Mm-hmm.
it's just mostly like you're dating multiple people, which would be a little bit different for me because I haven't really done that before.
Mm-hmm.
But it allows you to get to know different people and figure out who you're most compatible with. So I would be okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
But I just found out the other day
Is
that
this a spoiler alert?
no, ma'am.
Okay.
I don't do those.
Okay.
I just found out the other day that both Nikki and Sean are Leos.
Oh, okay. That's where they're bumping heads.
Exactly. I
Yes.
said they're both Leos, case closed. Now, I realize now where the conflict management, where their conflict resolution is going wrong, because as a Leo woman
Mm-hmm.
who also married a Leo man,
Mm-hmm.
and I have dated other Leo men, when it's good, it's great. When we have the attraction and the passion and the love and the fun times,
Mm-hmm.
the jokes and the compatibility and the chemistry, it's all nice and yay, woo, we're compatible. We have the passion. It's fire.
Right.
But when we not,
Wow.
Leos and Leos can very much so bump heads, and you know there's that dynamic of who's going to get the, not necessarily the last word sometimes, depending on if you're a wounded Leo or evolved Leo, but
Mm-hmm.
I definitely see their patterns when it comes to arguments
Mm-hmm.
and that, you know, back and forth. But
Is there a happy medium in terms of how you can resolve some of those?
that's why I say
conflicts?
the evolved Leo, you can have, I think Leos can have successful relationships with each other, but it takes work and it takes, you know, somebody, it takes maturity. I would say that.
I don't believe that he's unattractive, as she's noticing he has a dad bod.
Mhm.
And so for someone to continue to deal with you, and then in many cases, she may not be all that to him. You have to be careful when you are setting yourself up as if you are
Shiz
and the
naive.
shiz naives, and you thinking that you are God's gift to the world. Be
Well,
careful.
mm,
Be careful with that kind of attitude and that kind of ego, because someone, as you are hit so high up, someone will knock you down a peg or two to let you see that you may not be all that. Now, you all that and a bag of chips to yourself, because we all have to feel good about ourselves. But be careful how you present yourself to other people, because you may get tested when it comes to your ego may
I
be.
was about to say, spit it out.
Girl, shut up. Your ego may be tested in a lot of ways that you will be knocked down a peg or two. I'm playing.
I'm not
Okay,
playing no
so
girl.
put you through that middle finger.
See how she be mean to me,
Girl,
y'all?
mean to
People
you.
be acting like Mama is so damn kind. She's mean to me. Help!
Yeah, you're saying to get to the point.
No, I didn't say get to the point. I said spit it out.
Thank you,
I was
sweetie.
gonna say that. Speaking of, you said he might not feel like she's all that.
Yeah.
He tried to humble her on the most recent episode when they had to take each other to their homes.
Mm-hmm.
As high sedity as Sean presents himself to be, because he's a professor, has his doctorate
Mm-hmm.
in education, and I think he has a master's degree in something.
Oh, okay.
Highly educated and all of that. You would think, because I've mentioned it before, he sounds and acts a little zesty, and I know that some people want to push back on that rhetoric because they don't want people to try to put that on someone who's saying that they're heterosexual, but I have eyes and ears.
Mm-hmm.
He has a zesty sounding voice,
Mhm.
and when they were in the middle of their argument on the last episode, it was a lot of this neck rolling going on.
No.
So
Those are some
I'm not
cues.
saying that he's homosexual. I'm
Right.
just saying he's feminine.
Mm-hmm.
Or he has feminine tendencies. He has
Right.
a feminine sounding voice, and he has feminine tendencies,
Oh,
rolling
good.
necks and stuff. So they took each other to their homes, and they
Mhm.
went to his house first. So I'm thinking he would have art and decor and
Mhm.
clean and have a fly house. He had a regular old bachelor pad with some
Mhm.
little starter looking furniture, a kente cloth on a random table, and
Right.
the kitchen wasn't clean. He didn't have no groceries, which I know he's filming and stuff, but it was like womp when
Right.
it comes to where he stays.
Aesthetics doesn't fit.
Her home, which she purchased 2 years prior,
Mm-hmm.
beautiful staircase. She has art and tapestry from
Mhm.
different countries and beautiful woodwork pieces and
Mm-hmm.
all of these nice things.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end, after he takes the tour or whatever, when they're interviewing him while he's still sitting in this woman's house, he's like, oh, well, she thinks that she's the bougiest in the room, but I come from a bougie friend group, so her place is not really blowing my mind like that.
Oh, playing
And
it
it's
down.
like,
Mm-hmm.
here we go, him
Mhm.
trying to humble her or him trying to downplay her accomplishments, and again, it goes back to you sassy and zesty. I think he would be the type to compete with her,
Right.
and they both are, like everyone has pointed out, they're big egos.
Mm-hmm.
They both have accolades, and they're both highly educated
Mhm.
and both high earning individuals.
High earning, right.
So it's like it's definitely going to be some competition between the two of
That's
them,
right.
and don't nobody need that. So another thing that occurred on the most recent episode, because she's been vocal about not being attracted to him,
Mhm.
but also she has been vocal that she's trying
That's right.
to be open to allowing herself to grow in that attraction, and she wanted to take it slow when it comes to intimacy.
Mhm.
They have kissed and cuddled and things like that, but
Mhm.
he started off kind of allowing himself to be vulnerable about not really being sexually active until he was in his late 20s, because he was raised in a very religious household.
Mhm.
And so it's almost like he's hypersexual now and always talking about sexual innuendos,
Right.
and he's just ready to get it going, and he's all at the wedding talking to guys about different things. And so she's already let it be known that she's slowly wanting to ease into that level of intimacy.
Right.
And again, they kiss and cuddle, hold hands and do other things, but he came to her, I want to say, what happened prior to this? I don't remember what happened before this, but he came to her wrapped in a towel, wrapped his dad bod that she likes
Oh,
to
okay.
wrapped in a towel, and
Mhm.
she said he talked to her about how would she feel about pleasuring each other without having intercourse.
Mhm.
And she was kind of like, well, what does that mean? And he's like, mutual masturbation.
Mhm.
And she's like, well, I'm not, there yet. So maybe solo, you could do that to yourself. And he's like, well, I've kind of made it a point to not do that to myself. I would prefer you to do that. And as a wife, that's something that I would feel like you would show up. Eventually, you would need to show up as a wife because you would see your husband has a need and you would fulfill
Right.
it.
Right.
So then she was just like, she's not ready for that yet. So he ended up setting up a date for them. He set up a date where they had a picnic out in the park, and he called it a Nick because her name is Nikki.
Mhm.
And that was, she received that well and she really enjoyed it. And then the next date that he set up was in the house, and he called it "You Ain't Got No Sense," where he took her senses away. He blindfolded her and took her to this, seated area where he had her tasting different things and asking her what it was: a brownie, a strawberry, whipped cream. They had fun with it. Then he brought out whips and feathers and stuff and kind of like touched her body with it, and she was receptive to it. She was a little hesitant, but she was open to it. And then right after they had that moment, she talked to him about how she was kind of uncomfortable about what he said earlier that day about basically she phrased it as it being her wifely duty to please him and help him get a release.
Right.
And he completely denied that he ever said that, even though he didn't say the word wifely duty, but he said show up as a wife.
Right.
And so I don't know if he was using semantics or if he was just lying, but
clearly he said it.
Yeah.
Okay.
he was completely gaslighting her about not saying it. He's like, oh, I didn't say that. I would never say that. Let's stop right there because this could be something big.
I'm not thirsty for you.
I'm not thirsty. And then in his confessional, he's like, I'm not, what do you say? I'm not pressed about you, girl, or something like that.
Yes, clearly he is. And it's one of those things, if someone doesn't find you attractive, I don't know what that feels like, that level of rejection. But she says that we are committed to one another as they did with their marriage vows, married at first sight. And so now they're down to, I believe, 4 weeks left before the final decision. So they all have something to decide whether or not this is going to be the right fit for you. And that gaslighting, of course, is something that is a turnoff for her, for someone to force the issue. She already knows what it is. As they got married at first sight, they have not, all of them have not consummated their marriage. Those that have are going to find themselves slipping further and further away, as is it Felipe has done, that he now wants to continue on. Pardon me?
Felipe and
Tori. He wants to go on and move on. She says, if you're in your whoring stage, go on and do what you do. I'm not going to try to fight for you if this is what you want. And that's what it's all about. Knowing exactly what it is that you desire in your own life before you put someone else in your life, because that's what it is, a commitment to one another. And if you're not ready, then you can go ahead on and move along and move around, because this is no joke for many people. They're wanting to find their forever love.
And again, I go back to my initial question. Why are these people coming on these platforms playing in folks' face? If you know that you are not normally a one-woman man and you enjoy sleeping with multiple women and you have this restaurant, are you here to promote your restaurant or are you here to find love? Because if she's there genuinely wanting to find love and wanting to have a successful marriage, why are you up in here talking about you're having a hard time being a one-woman man?
Because he's a little kid. He's 29 and he's not ready to settle down. It may look good in terms of how people, their aesthetics look with one another, but the real deal, Holyfield, is going to be figured out when you are living together and that realness starts to come up. Will the real person please stand up?
I was thinking about this as him and his mustache.
Right. He's just a little kid that likes to play around, and she's not having it, and I don't blame her. So don't make it seem as if this is the love of your life that you found. You look good together. She's met the parents, as they have one called Meet the Parents. It was really a funny funny movie. But again, if it's just not going to fit, sweetie, people will figure that out. Okay? The games stop here.
Mhm. What about the couple, which I can't even think of their names right now, where the woman who's I don't know if she was a former bodybuilder or what, with the guy, I can't think of their names right now, but she's 28 or something, but she looks like her mom, and he has been on multiple dating shows before, or reality shows, I would say. What do you think about their dynamic?
I believe that she's very aggressive when it comes to, once again, she's in the same position as the other young couple, that she doesn't give him an opportunity to have a voice in the relationship. And he's fed up at this point because, again, it's one thing to have a past to where you have not felt as if you were loved. Mm-hmm. And it's another thing to turn into a mean person towards someone that is genuinely trying to love on you. Mm-hmm. And I believe that she's pushing him too far, as he is very, very patient with her. He loves her, and as they went to the counseling session, the counselor taught them and shared with them to show affection to one another. And it's almost like, why is that so hard to do for some people?
Why did you have to be assigned a damn kiss?
Yes, it just seems so awkward that, even when she was sitting at the dinner table and she had her back turned against him and was talking to the other people very openly. Mm-hmm. And so at some point, and it's nasty and it's mean behavior. Yeah. And no one has to tolerate that from you. Yeah. To show you that they love you. Move along.
Yeah.
Are we at the
I don't know. I don't know if they are just kind of going. I don't know what the contract says. I don't know if these people can bow out before the decision day. Mm-hmm. But just trying to force yourself to be with somebody you clearly don't even like or respect. And I don't know how much of the disrespect he's going to be able to tolerate, because he is being so not understanding, but just accepting of how she's treating him. It's almost like, does he have any emotions behind his eyes and his face? Because it might be that he's getting ready to snap.
This is what I was saying, that you be careful with those kind of people, because she says that you're pushing the kind people, and that's what you don't want to do, because he has something about him that appears to be ready to snap at this point in time, because he has to let her know, bring her down a peg or two. Sweetie, you're not all that. All right. And so for some of the people that believe that they are the catch,
I was about to say the cat's meow.
The cat's meow. Then they are being surprised, as she will be. Because when he saw her and fell in love with her at first sight.
Did he?
In terms of how she was glamored up. And she looked very pretty. And the minute they went home, she took off her eyelashes. She took off her hair pieces. She took off all of the makeup. And so if he bared that, and I'm a woman, I don't judge per se. And so if he took all of that, ladies, do you feel comfortable? Because some women are still going to bed with a whole beat of makeup on their face.
Beat.
They don't want you to, they
don't
want him to see them looking a certain way.
No.
Okay? And so when you start to live with someone, then the real person, you start to be able to discover who those people are. And I believe that she's just too mean, and it's not a good pair unless they can repair whatever that is. But just like you pointed out, they're coming into these types of experiments unhealed. Yeah. And I know with your platform, Asha, if you could share, as we've gotten past the top of the hour, some of the things that you would do differently. You don't necessarily have to share all of the ways in which you're looking at with your dating dynamic, as you do have a database. And I love to say that because it's fascinating to me. Could you share a little bit as we're about to close the show?
Well, unlike Married at First Sight, I will not match you based on your triggers and wounds.
That's right.
I do have a growing database, the Intentional Love Collective database. This is my voice. If y'all can't hear
okay, that's your.
It's early. This is all I got.
Okay.
If you want to join, the Intentional Love Collective database is for singles, hopeful romantics, and intentional daters who want to be matched or invited to very intimate curated events. There's a questionnaire there, and I allow you to share your personal preferences, standards, and your values, and I match accordingly. It's people from not just in the United States, but I have some international people as well. So if you're open to travel, or if you happen to be in the same area as those people and you are compatible, I will find ways to match you. So you can find that plus all of my coaching services and offers on any of my platforms at Asha Cerise. That's OSHACERESE. And my website is stan.store/Asha Cerise.
Yay! I love it. And so thank you all so much for being here. We certainly do appreciate you taking time out of the early part of your day to come here with us as we rise and shine. As the sun shines, we will rise along with it. And so have a good day on purpose and give yourself some grace today. Anything you'd like to say in closing in terms of some words of wisdom?
I would just say do the best you can with your inner work, because whatever we've been talking about has been all about reflecting and doing your work. Before you show up in any area of life, love, or business, you have to do your own individual work. You can't rely on your partner, your personal family and circle, or even your therapist to do the work for you. You have to do it yourself and put in that effort to show up as your best self, or to at least have tools and some resources to be able to work through things when they arise.
Yay!
Girl.
Okay, all right.
Y'all have a great day.
See you all later.
Talk to you later.
Thank you, Dad. Love you.
Girl, he can't hear you no more.
Okay. All righty then.
Here, you do the YouTube. Talk to y'all later.
See you later. Thank you for joining.